Your vote affirms that you believe Nigeria's future can be better.
People are actually willing and they are eager to go through this process.
Nobody's ambition is worth the blood of any Nigerian.
Are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
We have proven that we are accountable and we are transparent and we're trustworthy.
The only way we can have a new Nigeria, we must retire the old Nigeria.
Okay, so great to have you back right here in the studios of Love World Plus and Super Screen Television. We are live once again with Nigeria Decides, your program that takes you to all the angles and all the sides ahead 2019 general elections in Nigeria. Emenike Agu is my name. So glad to be back on air once again, and we've got a big fish here in the studio. Welcome. Marshal Anthony Ononye is also on set.
As for hook, I know we have. Fish, I
don't know.
Okay, my name is Marshal Anthony Ononye. It's good to have you on the show. Once again, it's Nigeria Decides, the program that brings you all the sides and all the facts as long as it pertains to the 2019 general elections and electorates going to the polls. Would bring you the debates, analysis, and heated argument in the studio here. So, like Emenike just said, we've got a guest in the studio who's also a presidential aspirant. But I'll let Emenike let us know when to bring our guest in. Thank you for joining.
Okay, straight away, there's no wasting time. We've got here in the studio a presidential candidate, of course, for Alliance for New Nigeria Party, ANN. Of course, he is a presidential aspirant from a coalition of other presidential aspirants. I don't know if he will be telling us if I'm right. About 11 or 12 of them came together and chose this gentleman as one trusted to carry the flag of this alliance, Alliance for New Nigeria, ANN. Our pleasure to welcome into the studio Adetokunbo Olufela Durotoye.
Fela Durotoye.
Glad to have you here. Welcome.
Great to be here. Emenike, Marshall.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me on Nigeria Decides, and I'm excited to be here.
Good to have you here. Well, I'll let our viewers know that you can be a part of this show. When we open up the phone lines, you can call us and participate live, real-time on the show. You can also go to our website, www.loveworldplus.org, and leave a comment there. Hopefully you get it read out on air. Our guest today is Fela Durotoye. I'd let you know that Adetokunbo Olufela Durotoye, born in Ibadan, Oyo State on May 12, 1971, is a nation builder, politician, business consultant, leadership expert, and motivational speaker. Fela is the president of the Gemstone Nation Builders Foundation, a non-profit, non-governmental organization targeted at training youth towards transformational leadership and social change. On February 22nd of 2018, he made his intention to run for presidency in the Nigerian general election 2019 under the political party Alliance for New Nigeria, ANN. A coalition of 11 aspirants under the umbrella of the presidential aspirants coming together, Pact, unanimously elected Fela Durotoye as their consensus candidate. On Saturday, 29th of September 2018, he emerged as the presidential candidate of the Alliance for New Nigeria, ANN, for the 2019 general elections. Fela is married to Tara Fela Durotoye, a Nigerian makeup artist, a renowned Nigerian makeup artist, lawyer, and CEO of House of Tara. They have 3 sons, Mobolurin, Demilade, and Morola Olua. Fela Durotoye is a Christian together with his wife and whole family. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I would have added with the standing ovation. Fela Durotoye. Good to have you, sir.
Thank you so much,
Welcome.
Marshall. Thank you, Emenike.
Welcome.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much.
Let's also tell our viewers that this program is also live on Super Screen Television on channel 45. That's the terrestrial channel, and on Star Times channel 173. You can also watch wherever you are around the world on www.loveopplause.org/watchlive, and you will be on. In a moment, we shall be opening the phone lines where you will be live, direct to Fela Durotoye, presidential candidate of ANN. We actually started this program with one of your gubernatorial candidates from Ogun State. Demola Ogunbanjo.
And I'm sure you had an amazing time.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Now tell us, you emerged as a coalition candidate, consensus, 11 out of 12. Now you are running on the flagship of ANN. On Saturday, what are viewers, voters going to see? Is it the Presidential Alliance for or ANN?
No,
Tell us.
No, the voters will be seeing Alliance for New Nigeria, which is the political party that I am carrying the flag of, with the responsibility of carrying the aspirations of all the Pact members that, that have stayed with the Pact. This is the presidential aspirants coming together. Those presidential aspirants, and you started off by saying very rightly, there were 13 of us that started it. We expanded to 18, and then unfortunately, some people then had different views as to how the candidacy should emerge. Some people thought maybe we should zone it. Some people thought maybe we should wait until after we became candidates. But those who stayed together are really what I call the heroes of our generation, because they did what some people thought nobody could ever do, which is to actually put Nigeria first, Nigerians next, and themselves last. And I would like to always mention their names: Lady Elisha Maide, Dr. Thomas Wilson Ikubese, Wilson Oluwamuyiwa Favor, Victor Anilaju, Godney Sidney Irabichi, Dari Fagbemi, and Clement Jimbo. And these guys really, for me, I think that history would always document them as those heroes that were able to lay down their own personal ambitions, as I was also willing to, so that we could forge together as one forceful candidacy. But Alliance for New Nigeria is the name of the party, and that's what people would see. It's the party with the logo of the lion, so you can see it. So what people are going to see on that on the ballot box is actually ANN with the lion on it. So
just before Marshall comes in, when I look at young people like you, I'm encouraged to also become a presidential candidate. All right.
And this was what this was all really about.
Marshall, why are you smiling? Can I be a presidential candidate?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, why not?
Absolutely. And do you know that when I got the mandate and what I would call the assignment to run, it was to bring good people into government, and understanding that the difference between a blessed country like Nigeria and great nations like the ones we like to go and visit is really good governance. And good governance is a very simple concept. It's really just having good people in governance. When I say good people, people who are capable, competent, people who have the right character, who have the courage and the compassion to see that the lives of the people that they serve become better. Not rulers, but leaders. And so what this whole thing was inspired by is to see how to come up with a movement that would get good people like Demola Ogunbanjo, good people at all the different levels. And so today, I'm extremely excited that we have people that are running for office at all levels, not just within the political party that I stand on, ANN, but across all political parties. We've got good people that are now willing to go and get their voters' cards and vote for them. We've got good people willing to join political parties. So it's really about getting good people in. And that I am extremely excited and grateful to God that we've been able to accomplish. And so every good person, those not the people that are going to go and collect money to vote, every good person that has a good voter's card must go out there. We must fulfill the destiny between what I call we're at a junction between the old Nigeria and the new Nigeria. The old Nigeria we're tired of, that is not working, and the new Nigeria that we will build to make sure that it works not just for a few, but for everyone, so that the son of a nobody in this country can become somebody without knowing anybody.
Absolutely.
That's so important.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so tell us, what are you bringing to Nigerians when you become president?
Okay, so for the first thing I would say is that we're going to bring the culture of Alliance for New Nigeria, and the culture of any party or any government is actually going to be anchored on the values of the party. And so the quality of the party is going to be essentially made up of three things, well, I would say five things. Number one, excellence. We're going to see excellence in government. Number two, we're going to see integrity in government. Number three, we're going to see transparency in government. Number four, we're going to see accountability. And the last of most is merit. We're going to see merit in government. Now, what that does is that it enables us now to be able to give good governance, to give a government that works, that does not have to, make anybody, marginalize anybody or give an undue advantage to anyone. It's going to be a government for all. It's going to be opportunities for all. And this is going to ensure that we are able to take all the resources that God has blessed Nigeria with and then make them have benefit for the people. In doing that, we will create jobs and opportunities for all. So, and then we would make sure we have a business-friendly government that is able to help people succeed in a very safe and secure environment. So for us, those are the most important things: creating jobs, creating opportunities for everyone, not just a few. Creating a business-friendly government. I'm a business consultant. So for the many years that I've been in business, 27 years, helping businesses grow, I'm going to bring all of that to the table to see how do we create an enabling environment that really enables businesses to flourish. And most importantly, to ensure that we have a very safe and secure environment.
Okay, let me come in here. You seem to be a smooth talker, hence you're a motivational speaker. I can attest to the prowess with which you come to that platform of being a motivational speaker. Fela Durotoye, His Excellency, you have not been known to occupy any public office, any government position. You have not been known to be elected into any public office before. No prior knowledge of governance, in participatory knowledge of governance whatsoever before now. What gives you the edge over others who are now referred to as veteran politicians, who have the pedigree and antecedent and history behind them or in their CV? What gives you that edge? Aren't we voting for you? Wouldn't it be voting for a novice, political novice?
Well, I would put it this way. You're voting for me is voting for a fresh start, because that's what you really get. I'll give you an example. There has been no proof that those who have political experience have been able to do anything good for the people with political experience. If you are happy with the way Nigeria is today, thank political experience for it. If you're not happy, thank political experience for it. I mean, the president that we have today was once, commissioner, has been governor of the northeastern region, has been minister of petroleum, has been former head of state at the age of 41, and now president. If there's anybody who has political experience, he has political experience more than others. The question is, how has political experience helped to make your life better? So every time you see a pothole on the road, thank political experience for it. Every time you have to hear the sound of a generator, and I can hear the sound of a generator outside, you can hear it, even here in the studios. Thank political experience for that. Every time you go to a hospital and there are no drugs there, it was political experience that took your drugs. And so bottom line that I'm saying is, what we need is not political experience. What we need is leadership experience, and that I have in great abundance, okay? As a leadership expert, I have not only led many in terms of organizations and helped organizations to build organizations, I have helped to raise leaders, as you know, across. Today, I have a leadership network that mentors leaders. I've got over 30,000 leaders, business leaders, professional leaders, religious leaders that I mentor on a weekly, daily basis, and that is something that, again, I think Nigeria needs leadership, not politics. Politics divides us, leadership enhances, unites, gives us great capacity. What Nigeria is looking for is a man with leadership experience. I've got that.
Nigeria needs leadership. Definitely Nigeria needs leadership, and a new crop of leaders are emerging. We've got one of them here in this studio, Adetokunbo, Olufela Durotoye. If you've just joined us, this is Nigeria Decides, and we are live across the world on Love War Plus and Super Screen Television. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. When we return, we'll open the phone lines, and you begin to make your contributions. Don't go away.
Righteousness exalts a nation. The heart of the king is in God's hand. 2019 general election is here. Time to elect our leaders. Time to vote. Time to exercise our civic responsibilities. Choose the right leaders today. Your vote matters. Your vote counts. The future of our nation is in our hands. Don't sell your vote. It's your right, your power, and your future. Stand with me to make Nigeria great. It starts with you casting your vote on election day. Your vote is hope. Hope of our nation. Together, we shall make Nigeria great. My name is Joe Praise. Stand with me. Stand with me. Stand with me.
Okay, great to have you back. This is Nigeria Decides, and we have the presidential candidate for Alliance for New Nigeria, ANN, right here in the studio, in the person of Adetokunbo Olufela Durotoye. Fela, I love to call all your names. I love to call all your names. Now, you've been watching the process, since inception, and that culminated in the postponement of the election. What was your feeling when the election was postponed?
Well, I felt the same way that every Nigerian feels, and that's really great and huge disappointment. And even though some people would say to you, but Fela, elections have always been postponed. Why were you disappointed? I guess we were disappointed because our hopes were raised this time. That, when the INEC chairman had said that this time for sure, there was nothing in the horizon that would move the postponement, that would lead to a postponement of the elections. And he said that in the same week as just a few days before the election. So, and then I guess also the fact that, that it was postponed so late. Most people had gone to bed, woke up, getting ready, only for them to hear. For some people didn't even hear until they got to the election, to the voting booth. But then I think that it was really more tragic for a lot of people who unfortunately also could not even move or do their transfers from their PVCs, right? So that they had to travel to other places. They had to be able to get travel to get to the places where they were going to vote. And for me, I think that was really what was very painful. How much people wasted in time, in money, in sacrifice. Okay. And so that was very disappointing for me. I think it was also a global embarrassment for us.
The calls are coming in now. Let's go to Benin City, where Dixon is calling. Hello, good evening. Thanks for calling us.
Hello.
Yes, thank you so much for calling Nigeria Decides from Benin. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm Dixon.
Yes, please go ahead.
I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to bring Fela Durotoye on the air.
Thank you, Dixon.
I want to say a very big thank you.
Thank you, too. Thank you.
Looking at those who are, be honest, who are doing their political rallies, we are actually looking for someone young who can drive Nigeria in such a positive way. And I'm happy to see Fela Durotoye on air tonight because...
Okay, we lost that call. We'd like to appeal to our viewers, if you want to participate on this show, contribute on this show, turn down the volume of your TV set before you call. It saves us a whole lot of time because of the feedback. So you don't have that call dragging and taking unnecessarily the time that we have to discuss with Fela Durotoye in the studio. Fela, now your party, the Alliance for New Nigeria, ANN, is a new political party, and do you think it stands the chance of popularity, of galvanizing votes, and considering the coverage, or rather I should be asking, what kind of coverage does it have?
Well, so first of all, we do have national coverage, and more importantly, we, in terms of structure, okay? But more importantly, let me put it this way, an independent...
I hate to come in here. Okay. Your fans are calling, your followers are calling, and we have Robert in Benue State.
Thank you.
Hello, Robert.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
I want to contribute.
Please go
Please
ahead.
go ahead.
I'm so happy to see our presidential candidate, Fela Durotoye.
Thank you.
Okay, this is my second time of seeing him. I've heard him speak on debate, and I want to comment that APC and PDP has made a great mistake by choosing old men and oversighting people that have the spirit of leadership like Fela. I so much commend him, and I believe strongly that it's somebody that Nigerians should look up to. And I pray that God should keep him and let the crown of leadership come on his way. I'm happy to see him.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You were coming up with a thought, a line
And I
of
was
thought.
just going to
Yes.
say to you, so in terms of coverage, there is a nationwide coverage. We got structure across the 36 states. If you couldn't have structure, you wouldn't even be registered, okay? However, I think that the greater, what you call the greater point here is that I have the blessing of a lot of people who have known me for many years, knowing my consistency in nation building, knowing my consistency in building their businesses. And so we do have a following that goes beyond just your normal party membership. And I'll tell you something that's very interesting. One of the things I found out is that there are people who want a new Nigeria all across Nigeria, that beyond just ANN or Fela Durotoye, they want an ideology of the new Nigeria.
May
I know that there's probably a call
again?
that is coming in.
Okay, I'm told that we lost the call.
Oh, wow.
So go ahead.
So just to quickly wrap up, and in 2015, 96 million people were above the age of 18. 70.2 million people were registered to vote. And the number of votes that the establishment, the APC, PDP got is really just 28 million votes. Not even voters. But let's even assume that they were voters, right? That still means that 42 million people that did not collect money to vote, 42 million people that did not believe in the establishment, did not believe in the political parties, are there that are waiting to believe in something. And most of them, like almost everybody you know, would say to you, I want a new Nigeria. And so you realize that across Nigeria, we have a huge following, but more importantly, the ideology resonates across. And so people are saying, I want a new Nigeria. The only thing is, I know that the people that brought me this Nigeria that I don't like are not the same people that will deliver for me that Nigeria.
But
Another caller, Marsha, sorry. Sorry. Pastor Isaiah is on the line from Lagos.
Pastor
Hello?
Isaiah, good to have you on the show. Let's have your contributions quickly.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Can you hear us? Please go ahead.
Oh, we lost
Okay, we'll let him
Pastor
go
Isaiah.
now. If you're calling us, please turn down the volume of your TV set. If not, we'll have to let you go.
But the other thing, let me just quickly wrap up with this thought. You know that God has blessed Nigeria greatly. And I believe that when God blessed Nigeria, God did not bless Nigeria for the sake of the land. God blessed Nigeria for the sake of the people. In fact, I remember there was a day I was asking God, why did you invest so much in this nation? And with so many mineral resources, probably more blessed than any other nation. And God took me to Psalm 24, where he said, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof.
Yeah.
He says, and then he said, if you take a break and ask, why did God put the earth and the fullness in the earth? He said, the world and those who dwell therein. That means God didn't bless the earth for the sake of the earth. He blessed the earth for the sake of the people who dwell therein. And the role of government is to take the blessings of the earth, Nigeria, and turn them into benefits for the people.
Yes, we'll come back to that. Harrison is on the line from Port Harcourt, River State, South Nigeria. Hello, Harrison.
Hello, Harrison.
So, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Your contribution.
Yeah, well, thank my brother, President today. His boldness to come and stand out to contest with the elephant on the field. But I really like you and all, but I feel that right now, these guys could come up in the year, not exactly now. My reason is because one, we have someone that is on street, and we really need fast network to get this guy out of it.
Okay.
So when we do that, then it can come up on set.
Pastor, I'm sorry, we will have to let you go there because your line is fading away. Please do call us back, and when you call, please do step away from the television set so that there won't be any interference. Let's go to another call. Deaconess Nina is on the line. Hello. Hello, Deaconess.
Hello.
Yes, thank you so much for calling Nigeria Decides. Where are you calling from?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Let's have your contributions very quickly, Deaconess. We can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you very much, Deaconess.
I believe in you, Fela, truly. I can't hear you from my phone, and my TV is low.
Oh, wow.
Let me just speak. I'm sure you can hear me.
Yes,
yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Today, and I believe in you, Fela. I believe everything you say. You've been saying. I've watched you severally. But I'm just wondering, your coverage, you know, for example, I live in Zamfara State. I asked someone who knows you if there's a governorship candidate from your party, and there's none. So that's my concern. Do you have enough people, enough coverage, House of Reps, senators, governors, do you have for the whole of Nigeria? That's where my concern majorly is. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So good question.
Very quickly.
Good question. We do have over 168 different people running for office across board. Do we have in every state? No. But in the governorship alone, we have in 10 states across Nigeria. But again, remember, this is a relatively young party. We are just 14 months old. But the most important thing that we need to remember is that when you have the right person as leader of the nation, what that person does is to create the values that will become the culture for the rest of the body. And so when you hear that righteousness exalts a nation, it's really the righteousness of the leader that becomes what exalts the nation. And when you have corrupt people in top leadership, that's what becomes the sin and the reproach of the nation. So for me, I believe very strongly that, we do have people, but like I said to you before, we've got not just, this has never been only about Alliance for New Nigeria, but we do have people across Nigeria.
Okay, so Emily, can you remind me next time you're bringing an inspirational speaker on a political platform that I wouldn't have a chance to ask him the questions I so dearly want to.
Please go ahead.
You have that exuding all over you. Well, let me just say very quickly, Fela Durotoye, Mr. Fela Durotoye, that we do know that you're up in the race. It's no news. And we see how very much you would want to grab that. That's to the best as we can see. But we've seen the culture, the tradition of where people say they are up in the race for this position, and at the very 11th hour, they tell their supporters to rally around someone else. And what's in the media right now, in the social media especially, is that Fela Durotoye, some group of people are in the school of thought that Fela Durotoye seems to be supporting the APC and silently would let his votes go for the APC, while some others are saying, no, it's the PDP. I would want you on this very platform to tell us. I know it's just a few days away. We could as well wait and see. But tell us, would you be giving up your votes or your race and asking your supporters to rally around Atiku or Buhari?
Never.
Hold that thought.
Never. No, don't let's hold it.
Hold that thought.
Just never, ever.
I don't want us to lose this caller from
It will not happen. So let's just be clear about that.
Okay.
And let me say that it's very interesting because this is not the 11th hour.
Hello?
This is the 13th hour.
Okay, we have a caller from Port Harcourt.
Let's have your contributions very quickly.
Good evening.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to communicate with our supposed and expected to be leader. Okay, so my question is, because your government, if I remember your slogan says, the government where a nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody.
That's right.
So is that all that your government is here to give
the Nigerian.
All right, thank you very much. Keep watching.
My question
I'm sure he will
again
answer that
is,
question.
I want to know what is your plan about the educational sector of Nigeria?
All right. So let me quickly say, I mean, you've asked two questions. Number one, the key areas that the 5 pillars of our government that would enable us to deliver good governance are the following. Number one, that we would remove all bottlenecks that really stifle business growth and growth generally. Number two, that we would reduce the wastage in government and the cost of running government. We would also ensure that we kill the culture of corruption. Number three, that we reform the mines and the civil service so that it delivers excellent service and they have a service mentality, not a lordship mentality and blocking mentality. The fourth is that we would restructure not only the country, but we would restructure especially our economy, especially as it relates to redistribution of wealth, so that 20% of the wealth that comes from, in terms of revenue allocation, goes to the communities, 20% to the local government, 20% to the state, and 40% to the federal government, as well as making sure that we have state police and all of that. So those are basically the key elements of restructuring. But the last one is that we would reorient the mind of the people. So there are 5 R's: remove, reduce, reform, restructure, and reorient. But our core focus is in delivering this excellent governance that is efficient and effective. We are going to make sure that we invest in the following: agriculture and mining, security, power, infrastructure, and then rail and roads, as well as education and empowering our people, so that we're looking at healthcare, all the things that enable.
Why do all of these things you say sound
he hasn't answered that question.
Easier said than done?
Yeah. Well, it's never, let me put it this way, it will always be easier said than done, and that is the truth, because essentially, making promises seems like it's a lot easier. Keeping promises and implementing is really what Nigerians should be looking at. And so Nigerians should be looking at the track record of the people that they're about to put in office and say, has this guy implemented on anything before? I have been a leadership and a business management consultant for the last 27 years. I have managed several massive culture transformation projects across some of the biggest organizations. I can't mention my clients. I have done social projects. I mean, you remember 2009, we did a project called Mushin Makeover, where we mobilized 2,000 people, painted 296 houses in one day without charging the people. Now, that takes an amazing amount of project management skills, of implementation skills, that goes from just having to say, we want to paint Mushin. We've been able to, in 2008, we took 48,150 students from Oyo State who were preparing for NECO exams. We prepared them, and then guess what? Those guys, Oyo State normally had been coming 28 in the League of States, amongst 36 states, in maths, and 23 in English. The students that we prepared came 4th in maths and 3rd in English. That is not talk, that is implementation. And more importantly, the Director General of NECO, then Professor Promise Opala, wrote to Oyo State to say the students that we taught, not only did they do well, but they also did not cheat. So that tells you that we can actually get things done.
Yeah, from Yobe State. Okay, I'm still interested in that question Marshall asked you about APC and PDP. Who's live to us? Hello?
Who's live to us?
From Yobe State. Are you still on the line? Hello?
Do we let it go?
Okay.
All right, then.
Marshall was talking about APC and PDP. Yes. He didn't finish that before a call.
Well, I said no. I'm not here for PDP. I'm not here for APC. I'm not here to endorse either of them. They have failed this country. And as far as I'm concerned, they are one political party. My name is Fela Durotoye, 2 names, 1 person. APC, PDP, 2 names, 1 party. They are really the 2 sides of the same one bad coin. Nigeria is done with that political system that produces corruption, that produces poverty, that impoverishes the people, and makes sure that they kill our education. That political system belongs to a section of our history. Nigerians need a new Nigeria. We are tired, and we are here to give Nigerians that fresh start and to be able to make sure that
a couple of people have said you would do well being a lawmaker. A couple of people have said you would do well in the parliament, in the House of Parliament, in the National Assembly.
Some people even said that I would do well as a local government chairman.
Yes, so I mean, a local government chairman is a position. Why haven't you given it a thought to start from somewhere else?
Oh, well, I started from somewhere 14 years ago. I started right which is just the Office of the Citizen of Nigeria, doing the things that I could to make Nigeria better. inspiring people to be able to start. When I did the Motion Makeover project, it was a nation-building project. When we came up with the 10 values that we have now instituted into over 300 schools, that was as the Office of the Citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, what I'm saying is,
please,
I know
Fela,
you're trying to...
please, Fela, let's take our last call
Okay.
from Kano State.
Okay.
Abdul Rahman
All right.
has been on the line.
Don't make him our last call, boy. Anyway, from Kano State. Abdul Rahman, what have you got to say today on the show? Fela Durotoye is listening.
Hello, sir.
Welcome to the show, Abdul Rahman. Let's have your contribution very quickly.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah, here in Kano, it's very unfortunate. Because even today we had an unfortunate incident that happened between...
Okay, we lost Abdul Rahman.
Wow.
Try to call us up. Try to call us back.
We need to know what that
yes,
situation is.
let's have your situation report there. But I know you've done quite a number of things. But when we say start from somewhere, we meant, like you rightly say, chairmanship, position, local government, House of Assembly. Tell us why it isn't those positions.
Well, so two things. Number one, I've always said people should do things that they have a passion and a vision for. My vision has always been for Nigeria, okay? And the challenge is you ask...
And you cannot impact Nigeria
the
from
way
the
that you
local
will do
government.
from... can you impact Nigeria? You know, can you remember one local government chairman that helped to change Nigeria, that changed the culture of Nigeria? Can you remember one governor that changed the culture of Nigeria? Now, don't forget that, but for most importantly, my role, as I said at the beginning, was to bring good people in. And I find out that if I'm local government chairman, I can't inspire anybody to run for governor or House of Assembly. Maybe if I was governor, I can inspire people to run for local government. But as president, what I have done that Nigerians will one day be able to appreciate more is that as aspiring for president, more people now have aspired for Senate, more people have aspired for House of Rep, more people have aspired for governor. And so it's basically creating that
I'll let him take this swipe.
Okay, we're winding down things. Time flies so much. Unfortunately, we won't be able to take more calls, but you can keep sending your SMS messages. Of course, you can see your messages scrolling on the screen. The more we receive them, the more we put them on the screen. With a little time left, there are issues that have been bothering Nigerians. One of them is the shoot-at-sight order of President Muhammadu Buhari and how it's going to affect voters on Saturday. What's your take?
Well, I think that it is unfortunate that the president could have, in a fit of rage, tried to change the law. There is no nation that ever becomes hugely successful where those who are in charge of upholding the law, in a sense, subvert the law. And what the president did was subverting the law. There is the electoral code says that anybody who snatches ballots will have, it's a 24-month imprisonment. You cannot change that to a death penalty simply because you are the president. You don't have the right to do that, okay? You don't have the right to create laws as you go along. So the point is, it's unfortunate that our president, but it's not the first time. And this is one of the reasons why Nigerians must say to themselves, enough of this kind of nonsense. We cannot continue like this. That belongs to the old regime. People don't change. I used to tell people don't change. A dictator and a military man will always be a military man regardless of what he's wearing. And so what you saw was that in his fit of rage, his person came out. And for me, I think that Nigerians must say to ourselves, it is time for us to find the people who respect the law, who uphold the law, who consider the law as greater than themselves. And that is what it is that we bring, okay? I have always respected the law. I've always upheld the law because I have the fear of God, because I have a love for nation, and most modern. And I just want Nigerians to know, this is what is at stake, guys. This is not an issue between APC and PDP. This is an issue between the Nigeria we want to give to our children and the Nigeria we have inherited from our parents. And as long as we are not happy with what it is that we have today, we have the responsibility to make sure we take the right decisions that will give a better nation to our children. And that decision starts with Saturday. Where are you going to vote? If you're tired, if you're not happy with the way Nigeria is, and you want a new Nigeria, vote for Alliance for New Nigeria. It's really that simple. Don't worry about whether other people vote for it or not. You vote for what you want for your children.
One vote.
One vote.
One vote. One vote. Fela Durotoye, I was going to ask you your final words, but I think...
It looks like he has just taken it.
I'm somewhere tempted to say, those are your final words.
Absolutely.
I know I should do justice by asking his final words. Let's have your final words on the show.
Well, Nigerians, please understand, every 20 years, Nigeria gets the opportunity to start afresh. 1959, we ended 58 years of colonial rule, had a fresh start in 1960 with independence. The next 20 years, 1979, we ended again, 15 years or so of military rule, had a fresh start, and we had, the next start after that was 1999. The next fresh opportunity we have to start afresh is 2019. If we miss this opportunity, it's 2023 that we'll get another one. I want you to know that we must seize this opportunity. We're at that junction between the old and the new. The politicians have done what it is that they can do. Don't expect more from them. PDP and APC brought us this far. Let us say enough, thank you very much. It's time for us to vote for a new Nigeria. It's time for us to vote for integrity. It's time for us to have people who are God-fearing in government. This is what we need. This is what we need. And this is what Alliance for New Nigeria offers you. We need to build Nigeria together. And I trust that with your vote, that's exactly what we're going to do. So please vote for a new Nigeria and get everybody you know, your family, your friends, everybody that earns from you. Get them to vote for a new Nigeria. We can deliver it, and we will. God bless you, and may God bless the Federal Republic.
Surely we will. Thank you so much, Fela Durotoye. I was going to. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have to go, But just before we go, take this as your takeaway. Peradventure, you do not win. Whoever wins invites you, to serve the nation, which is what you've been preaching here. Would you accept? Yes or no?
Well, let me first say that I will be serving my nation.
Yes or no, sir?
No. I'm not going to likely accept an office as a minister or any of those things because I have a higher calling, in my opinion, which is to raise good people for government. And the next mass of people that are coming into government is in 2020, when we'll have about 9,000 local government chairmen and ward councillors. My job, right? Should it not be the time yet for us to get this done? That my job will be to go and focus on that and get the brightest and best Nigerians to run for local government office and ward councillorship. Many of those
under the Alliance for New Nigeria.
Between Alliance for New Nigeria and other political parties. Nigeria is bigger than one political party. And so it's not about a political party, it's about getting good people into governance. And that is what I am committed to. That's what I'm going to be doing if it just turns out that Nigerians say we're not yet ready for a new Nigeria.
Adetokunbo, Olufela, Durotoye, Heminike, I hope that answers.
No, that does it. That does it. That does it. It's
like
wonderful.
I did say, I'll take a caution. Next time we're inviting an inspirational speaker on the show. You could just come here and take the whole 9 yards and just talk without questions. It's not very usual that I don't ask too many questions on a show like this, and you got rid of some of my questions. I'd like to say a very big thank you to the presidential candidate of the Alliance for New Nigeria. Another name for that is A New Nigeria. Alliance for New Nigeria, or Adetokunbo Olufela Durotoye. And I'd like to say a very big thank you to everybody who called in as well. We can only but say we wish you all the best.
All the best.
I wish us Nigerians all the best. We've been praying for a new Nigeria. Now it's time to vote for a new Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much. We will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m.
2 episodes today. I think I should give you a handshake. My name is Marshall Anthony Onoya. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. with another fresh edition of the show. And you never know whom we'll be bringing here on the show to give you analysis on political happenings. Once again, his name is Eminike Agu.
Absolutely.
Yes, my name is Marshall Anthony Onoya. Behind the scene has been Angel Gimalo Logoke. God bless you.
Your vote affirms that you believe Nigeria's future can be better.
People are actually willing and they are eager to go through this process.
Nobody's ambition is worth the blood of any Nigerian.
Are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
We have proven that we are accountable and we are transparent and we're trustworthy.
The only way we can have a new Nigeria, we must retire the old Nigeria.